EA.
Oh ya, okay, sorry.
Yes.
EA ada ni kan. Okay. Kejap saya buka chart EA. EURAUD. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, I think about 2 weeks ago, bila siapa tu? I think Bonnie also asked the question.
Yes.
Okay, this on the daily time frame. I think I mentioned briefly AUD akan weak, AUD dengan NZD, and as expected, dia dah breakout and then pergi ke atas lah. Dia breakout and then test this. I think this trend line I actually drawn it previously. So they breakout, retest and then continue. Tapi bila dia dah buat macam ni, I think right now most likely, okay, there will be another resistance dekat 1.6240. That means another 100 over pips. Okay, so it's just a question of whether the market will make a bit of retracement and then push before come down, ataupun macam biasa dia akan come down again and then baru push. At this point, as I mentioned it, both Euro dengan AUD tengah weak, okay, versus US dollar. I think I mentioned this last week as well. Tapi Euro looking already started to bounce. Okay, AUD depending on the Tuesday news whether will bounce ataupun dia turun bawah lagi ke 0.69. Okay, so if that happens, then Euro AUD will go up immediately. Otherwise, if both are almost quite strong, then we will see sideways market. But on a bigger time frame, EA looks like more of a bullish at this point. That means most likely ada retracement and then a sideways and then try to break out and kat sini. Sebab I don't see any clear direction on this pair. But what I can say is probably there will be a bit of correction and then try to push to this resistance ataupun the previous resistance. Whether this is going to be shallow or is going to be a bit deeper, I'm not so sure because it all depends on AUD and Euro. At this point, I don't have any clue on these two currencies at this point. But I know AUD is quite weak. Some news not so good sentiment coming out from China as well as from Aussie. So AUD is quite weak, and if it's AU break the 0.6990 level all the way down to 0.6950 ataupun even further down to about 0.69, then EA will break out up to this probably. Okay, but it's also depend on EU. EU, I think it recovered from 1.12 plus to about 1.13, but it's also breaking down to about 1.1280. Okay, but it's recovered. So kalau EU pun turun, okay, then we will see a sideways market. So I don't very difficult for me to give any buy or sell at this point sebab dia macam duduk kat tengah-tengah. Unless you guys want to sell at the top here and then buy at the support here, then it will be a bit easier for me to give any direction. Okay, Bun?
Okay, baik. Terima kasih Cikgu Rashid. So, dari segi teknikal, EA dia kurang jelas lah sebab dia di pertengahan ya.